And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is the update that just came out about territory battles. Now, before I go into this, I just really quick want to show an epic Rancor solo that I did this morning. Let's see what this does. Fingers crossed. Oh! That is about the closest solo I've ever done. Normally, you can just blast through this, but for some reason, like I said, I know it's RNG, but the turn meter reduction worked famously through phase 1, 2, and 3. At the beginning of phase 4, it worked great, and then at the end of phase 4, for some reason, after he got below 50% health, he resisted all turn meter reduction that I was doing, and he just slaughtered my team, and literally down to the wire, Darth Vader versus Rancor. Crazy. Oh, epic, right? At the very end, barely got it in time. Man, he just slaughtered troop after troop after troop, and he smashed Darth Vader twice, stunned him, smashed him a third time, almost killed him, and then of course I finally was able to pull it out. Pretty amazing. Anyway, we have territory battles coming out. Now, I know in the past something about this was kind of AKA leaked. They shut down the beta program because of it. A real shame that people had to get ahead of the curve, because really in due time things change. Aspects of the event and stuff like that can absolutely change. So anything you've heard in the past could be accurate and could be complete fallacy. So make sure that you're going off the forums and what they're telling you, because they are known for changing things at the last minute. Now, CG Causey Spoon says that basically, and I'm not going to read it word for word, you guys can read this if you want. I'll leave the link to this in the description below of this video, but essentially there's going to be a battlefield and you're going to use your entire collection. Even if your entire collection is not amazing, this is why they redid the power rate to better represent your development of each character. And so that way, when you go in with your team, you'll be able to take every character you have, you'll be able to utilize all of them. And it says it's guild cooperation, not guild PvP. So this is not player versus player, this is PvE, player versus environment, which means you and your team get to go in and try and take this out. So I have heard a couple of people say, oh, well, you know, that's socialism at its finest. Everybody gets the same rewards, even if somebody sandbags. This is total bull crap. I want to speak on that for just a moment. You are a team. You will all be bringing in your characters, and you will all be working together for the greater good to defeat the player versus environment Hoth battles as a unit. If you don't participate and expect to get the same rewards, expect to get a big fat boot in the rear end, because you're not contributing to the overall benefit of the team. This is not something that you can take lightly. When you're in a guild and they're all participating, they're expecting you to participate in this and contribute your all. That's the whole point of this. And the more everyone in the guild does together, the higher everybody's rewards are. The best analysis I can give you is not socialism. The best analysis I can give you is a bank heist. If you and your buddies decided to rob a bank and steal 10 million, and you all work together and you all put in your time and your part, in that particular heist, when you walk away and there's 10 of you, you all share in that 10 million heist. That's just how you do it. You all work cooperatively. If one guy in that heist decided to sit in the car and not do anything, well, he probably wouldn't live after that, but he wouldn't get his cut of the thing. So this is not socialism. This is a way for everybody to work cooperatively, to engage as a guild and do it cooperatively through playing versus the environment. Pretty awesome. Now, it is on Hoth. They've already said that. It says these battles will be taking place on planet Ice Hoth. So with that said, you may want to look at some of the characters that are in your lineup that may be from that era of Star Wars and start developing those characters, because there may be something to that as far as needing those characters. Now, the second part of this video is really brief. It's really just some bugs that they're fixing. The second, which I'll go over first, Kylo Ren's raid escape bug, is that the raid escape is not, or was not intended to be an ability of the character, rather an ability of the raid with the 8 cooldown for each character. So that was a piece of the raid that they got to utilize, not so much part of their kit. And Kylo Ren was able to reset the raid counter that was in the raid that was not a part of his kit, and so that was not as intended, and so he's not going to be able to just reset that every turn. Now, a lot of people say this is Kylo Ren is dead. This does not change Kylo Ren whatsoever when it comes to player versus player, and as far as the raid, he still gets the escape chance. You just, if you fail that initial attempt, you have to survive for the next attempt, and that might not happen. But there was not the intention of having one character be able to solo. The other thing is I don't know about you, but just because something's possible doesn't mean that it's fun. I'm not sure sitting down for an hour hitting escape over and over and over sounds like fun. I have a Zeta Kylo Ren and I've never done it. I watched a video, I was bored after 5 minutes and said I'll never do that. I stuck with my Jedis. So the second part of this update is Thrawn, his AI bugs that we talked about in a previous video about using which abilities and how they're using it. Now, he gives a special ability called Maneuver, which is an ability for these characters to debuff. We noticed that some of them were utilizing it even when they weren't debuffed, and so now those Empire allies that have that Maneuver special ability are not going to use it unless they are actually debuffed, so that's good. Also, Fracture is going to be used as a regular attack. The issue with it is it was only using it if an enemy was buffed. For example, a tank was taunting, and so there was times when he wouldn't fracture at all. And on defense, he would just do his basic. And that's what I was talking about in my previous video, that he wasn't utilizing his fracture properly on defense. And so they have fixed this to where now it will work like a normal regular attack, and it will be prioritized first, and it will prefer buffed targets, for example, a tank, but it will still utilize it even if no buffs occur. And then the last is Fracture, which is a debuff, will now consistently count as a debuff. And the last thing about this that I just want to throw out there is I have been asking EA and CG to make these ships farmable. I hope that somebody on the other side is listening. Now, I know they have special packages for the TIE Reaper and Kylo Ren's ship, and I know the Millennium Falcon is the most coveted ship and is in those ship packages, so I am guessing those 3 ships specifically are being held on to because it's a moneymaker, and I don't fault them for that. However, it has been so long, and everybody says that ships need an infusion of fun, and what better way to reach out to them over a video and say, please, for the love of God, make these 5 ships farmable, so that way we can have additional ships to have fun with. These ships are on the border of viable at their current 3 and 4 star rate, and it's just really hard to look at the Millennium Falcon at 0 of 80. It makes it really difficult because you go in each and every day and stare at it and not get to use it, and it's been out since December. So we're going on our 9th month of being able to look at it and not play with it. Feels bad, man. So I hope this helps clear up a little bit of what's happening in the game as far as the update. If you have any questions about the update, leave them in the comments down below, and stay tuned in my channel because I will have some exclusive content about what is to come. So stay tuned and keep your gaming on. Warrior out.